Every school has that one hallway. The one that's always locked. The one no one talks about. But if you ever find the door unlocked, don't go in. When I was 15, something happened at my school that still messes with my head. It wasn't a rumor. It wasn't a dare. It was real. And I wish I'd never opened that door. My high school was one of those old buildings with too many stories and way too much history. They said part of it had been shut down after a fire years ago, before I even started there. That whole wing was sealed off. Everyone called it the old hall. No one really questioned it. There were gates, padlocks, and signs that said, "No entry, maintenance only." The teachers ignored it. The students joked about it. But no one actually went near it until one day when the door was open, and it was a Thursday. I remember that because Thursdays were when I had double math, and I always tried to disappear during lunch to avoid people. That day I went further than usual, down the back stairwell by the janitor's room, past the vending machines that didn't work, and then I saw it. The gate to the old hall wasn't locked, the chain was hanging loose, and the metal door at the end was cracked open about an inch. At first I thought maybe maintenance had gone in, but there were no carts, no signs, no light, just cold air drifting out of the crack, and something about it felt wrong. Like the air didn't belong in the same world. I should have walked away, but I didn't. I don't know why. Curiosity, boredom, stupidity. I pushed the door open. The hallway beyond was dusty, dark, but not empty. There were lockers, old ones. Some still had names scratched into them. The lights above flickered like they hadn't been touched in years. And the smell. It was like wet paper and something else. Something rotting. I walked maybe 10 steps inside. The temperature dropped fast, way colder than it should have been. Then I heard it. A locker door slammed shut in the distance, not creaked, slammed. I froze. And then I heard footsteps. I ducked behind one of the open lockers, heart racing. The footsteps got louder, slow, steady, echoing way too loud for how small the space was. Then I saw something move, a figure, but it wasn't a teacher, wasn't a janitor. It was wrong. It looked like a student, but not really. Too tall, limbs too long, head tilted too far to the side like it was broken at the neck, and the face, it didn't have one. Just smooth gray skin where the face should have been. It walked past me slowly and stopped. Right in front of the locker I was hiding behind. It leaned in close, sniffed the air, actually sniffed it. Then whispered something I'll never forget. "You're not supposed to be here." I don't remember moving, I just remember running. The hallway behind me felt like it was stretching, getting longer, darker. The lights flickered out one by one behind me. I heard it chasing me, but not with footsteps. It was sliding, like it wasn't walking at all, just gliding across the floor at an unnatural speed. I made it back to the door, slammed it shut, locked the chain, and just stood there, trying not to throw up. The hallway behind the door was quiet again, but I swear, I could still hear breathing. I didn't tell anyone. What was I supposed to say? "Hey, there's a faceless thing living in the abandoned part of our school?" No one would believe me. Hell, I didn't believe me for a while. But then weird things started happening. My locker would be open when I came to school. I'd find old paper notes inside, with handwriting I didn't recognize. Notes that said things like, "Don't come back. We see you now. 14B still remembers." There is no locker 14B in the active part of the school. But I checked the old floor plan. It used to be in the old hall. About a month later, I saw something on the security monitor outside the principal's office. I wasn't supposed to be there, but I saw it. Camera 5, which was pointed at the sealed hallway. The feed flickered, then showed the door open, wide open, and something walked past the camera, slowly, right toward the main part of the school. The screen glitched out for about 10 seconds, and when it came back, there was nothing. But the next day, 3 lockers near mine had been ripped off their hinges. No explanation. No one talked about it. I'm not at that school anymore. We moved not long after. I don't think about it much until I hear metal slamming shut or footsteps where there shouldn't be any. Whatever that thing was, and it wasn't alone. I think that hallway was sealed for a reason, and I think opening it let something out. So if you ever find an old hallway in your school, one that isn't on the map, that no one talks about, and the door is just slightly open, don't go in. Story 2. Every school has ghost stories, but sometimes they're not stories. Sometimes it's real. And the girl in the mirror, she's still waiting for someone to answer. This happened when I was in 8th grade. At the time, it just felt like something creepy to talk about during lunch. You know, classic school rumors. But now, looking back, I know it wasn't a rumor, because I saw her and she saw me, and everyone at my school knew the story. There was this one bathroom at the end of the East Wing. It was old, out of the way, and no one really used it. People called it Room 6. Not because it was labeled that, it wasn't, but because the door had a barely visible number 6 scratched into it. The story was that if you looked into the mirror in that bathroom and said, "I see you, Emily," 3 times, she'd answer back. They said Emily was a student years ago, quiet, shy, barely spoke to anyone. One day, she disappeared. They found her backpack in room 6 but no sign of her, just her name written in the mirror, backward, like it had been scratched into the glass with fingernails. After that, the bathroom was locked, but eventually, people stopped caring. They reopened it, cleaned it, pretended it was just a stupid urban legend, but no one used it. Until one day, me and my friends dared each other to try it. It was after school on a rainy Tuesday. We were just hanging out, waiting for a ride. Someone brought it up, the Emily thing. We dared each other to go into room 6 and say it. At first, everyone laughed, but then it got quiet. And I don't know what I was trying to prove, but I said I'd do it. So I went, alone. The hallway was already half dark. Most of the lights were off since school was done for the day. Room 6 was way in the back. It looked normal, except colder. The air felt still. No buzzing lights, no sound at all. I pushed the door open, it creaked. Of course it did. The bathroom had 3 stalls, 2 broken sinks, 1 mirror. The mirror looked weird. Not cracked or dirty, just off. Like the reflection was delayed by half a second. But I stood in front of it, took a breath, and said, "I see you, Emily. I see you, Emily. I see you, Emily." At first, nothing, just my own nervous breathing. Then I blinked. And when I looked up, my reflection was still blinking. But I wasn't, and I stood completely still. But my reflection was moving, tilting its head, smiling. Then I heard something whisper right behind my ear, "Now I see you." I spun around. No one was there. But when I looked back at the mirror, my reflection was gone. Just empty space. But I was still standing there. I bolted out of the bathroom, but the hallway didn't look right. The windows were gone. The lights were off. And everything echoed, like I was suddenly in a completely empty school. I ran. Every turn I took felt wrong. The signs were gone. The walls felt closer, like the school was folding in on itself. Then I saw someone standing at the end of the hall. A girl, hair over her face, wearing an old school uniform we didn't even use anymore. She lifted her hand and pointed to the bathroom. I didn't listen. I ran in the opposite direction. Eventually, I found a stairwell, ran down and burst into the main hallway. Everything was normal again, lights on, Voices, teachers packing up papers. No one had noticed anything weird, except me. I looked in the trophy case glass as I passed it. My reflection, still tilting its head, still smiling. I haven't seen my real reflection since. Mirrors show me something that isn't quite me. I asked a teacher about Emily once. She looked at me strange and said, "How do you know that name? That bathroom's been sealed since the 90s. I told her we used it. She looked confused, then scared. There's no bathroom at the end of the East Wing anymore. We demolished it last summer. I went back weeks later, and it was true. There was no door, just a wall where room 6 used to be. But if you press your ear to that wall, you can still hear water dripping. And sometimes whispering, 'I see you.' And if I look in any mirror too long now," she smiles back. "You made it through this one, but the next, not everyone does."